Welcome and welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Corey, and today we got something a little different. My guy Vic over at the All Things Basketball Podcast hit me up and said he wanted to talk a little bit about my Washington Wizards. So we did just that. I'm going to have just this little section of the podcast talking about the Summer League, who we liked, who we think is possibly going to take that last roster spot, and a couple different things about this past Summer League. Appreciate Vic for having me on. I loved it. I had a lot of fun. I'll definitely be on in the future. Y'all make sure y'all check out his stuff. I'm going to leave it in the description below. Super knowledgeable, knows what he's talking about, does his research, and man, he's really, really good at what he does. So y'all make sure y'all go check him out. I'm going to leave his stuff in the description. But without further ado, we're going to get into this video.
Summer League. They're playing their last game today, if I'm not mistaken.
Tonight.
But it's already this is the extended team.
Yeah,
right?
guys
this isn't
might not even make the roster, kind of.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And that's where I kind of want to start real quick because we're going to talk a ton about AJ and these other guys.
All right.
So Wizards Summer League, is there anyone outside of Will Riley, AJ, Trey Johnson, and Jameer Watkins got injured in that first game? It's kind of like a weird injury.
Yeah.
And then I don't think he played again. I didn't see him.
No, that was it. That first game was it for him.
Yeah, so outside of that group, that's kind of already I guess Jameer Watkins would have been nice to see because I was interested in him for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyone outside of him that you would like to see the Wizards give them a shot. They have one two-way slot left, right?
Yeah, we have just one two-way slot left, and I think Reese Beekman, I think his last name is, and Seth Trimble. I like those two especially. Seth Trimble is probably a little bit of bias because I'm a UNC guy, but
okay.
yeah, I feel like especially in that first game, his defense on Darren Peterson is that was enough for me personally to be like, hey, let's give him a shot at a two-way spot. And then Reese Beekman, I believe in the second game, he got the start at point guard. He was steady, knocked down a couple threes, and definitely can defend as well. And especially with this front office, defense is their number one priority. So, if we can get a couple guards in the two-way and then maybe even get on the roster and just give us some good minutes during the season, because Trey's not going to play all 82. Bub's not going to play out. Well, he might play all 82 again. Yeah, he might.
He played
play
82 last year, no?
Yeah, the last 2 years
Little
actually.
Iron Man.
Yeah, but give us a couple good minutes. So if one of those two guys could be our last two-way spot, that's cool with me.
Yeah. So who would you go with though? You got to pick one, right? Technically.
Personally, I'm gonna use my bias and I'm gonna go Seth Trimble. But if it was Reese Beekman, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah. So I'm surprised because I have Reese Beekman in here, and my main note is this dude can really defend.
Yeah.
I'm watching this dude get after it, and I'm like, Jesus. Obviously this team, we're gonna talk about the roster in a little bit, so I'm excited about that. But I also had Chris Livingston in here, and I don't know, he's been on. I wasn't familiar with him, but I noticed he was already on this roster.
Yeah, so
was he not?
I wasn't. I don't think he was on our. He might have been on our G League team,
the G League. I think he was.
But even when I looked through the roster before the season or before Summer League, I was like, I don't even remember who this is. But then when I saw him, I was like, okay,
and he looked pretty good.
Yeah, he looked pretty good. Yeah,
he's driving aggressively. He's showing some outside shooting. Playing pretty confident. And I think he's younger than Reese. I think Reese Beekman is 24.
Yeah, I think he might be 22. I believe he was only in the draft 2 years ago or something like that.
Okay, yeah, because I thought Chris Livingston, right? I thought he was 22 or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. I thought he was impressive, and like you mentioned, what was the other name that you had given me earlier?
Seth Trimble.
Seth Trimble. Yeah. I wasn't familiar with him. Let's just jump into obviously the main show, right?
Yeah.
Which was AJ Debansa, but Will Riley showed a lot, and I've been on the Will Riley train.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, Illinois is just fun every year.
Yeah,
that
Keaton
school is
Wagler this year, Will Riley last year,
and they're really a hub for international guys. So that's been fun to see.
Coach.
Yeah, and it's with AJ Debansa, what did you see? Summer League, what did you think?
I mean, man. He's gonna be special, and one thing a lot of people are talking about is his rim pressure and his ability to get to the free throw line. It's superstar level already. So a lot of times he was driving and he's seeing at least 3 people in the paint on his drives, and I just thought it's going to be so interesting to see how real NBA teams defend him when he has Trey Young, Trey Johnson, Keyshawn on the wing, Sar. Hopefully he can start knocking down some threes a little bit more. Like I like his rim pressure. I think it's gonna be really really good for us during the season, especially with all the shooting that we're gonna have around him.
Yeah, and the funny thing about AJ is, obviously, I watched. I'm a big fan of the FIBA games, like the U19, the U18. So like that's usually where I first get a glimpse of some of these guys.
Right.
And that's where I found Michael Brown Jr. And I was like, he should have been our MVP on the USA team. I'm not gonna lie. Like they gave it to AJ.
Yeah.
And I was like, it probably should have gone to Michael, but even though AJ was balling. But yeah, like in summer league, like the interesting thing about AJ, and you should be really excited about, is like when a guy can't shoot yet, like from an NBA like scouting report perspective, he's gonna be a non-shooter on paper. He's gonna be a scorer, non-shooter for now, right? And like if the shot starts falling, this guy is unstoppable. But the fact that he can still get to the paint without the jumper, is just like it's what should scare everybody about this guy. Like, this guy's getting downhill. No one can stay in front of him. They tried Cody Williams on him in that debut game. And it's like, it's not going to happen with Cody Williams.
Yeah.
And Cody Williams isn't a level of a defender that he's going to see every night. But it's like you mentioned, like, now that he's alongside, like, Anthony Davis and, like, Trey Young and Trey Johnson, like, there's going to be some, like, who do you put on him?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I saw it, too. Like, he was drawing fouls. People were complaining about the foul. Like,
I'm not.
You know?
Yeah,
and
I'm
like,
not really in the like foul baiting thing. Like free throws are a part of the game. It gets your team points. Obviously, you need to score to win the game. So however you got to do it, you got to do it.
Yeah, and if you could draw fouls, you're putting a team in the bonus. You're changing up matchup game plans because now they can't put a really good defender on him because you're trying to preserve. So it's like AJ can really solve a lot of things, and it's like he can't shoot right now, but he's gonna rebound. I think he had the most rebounds in the first game out of like both teams.
I think he had 7 in both of the first 2 games that he played. Like he's gonna get
he's
after
averaging
it on
like
the board.
7.
Yeah.
And so like, okay, I'm gonna rebound for you. I'm gonna be a paint touch machine. I'm gonna draw fouls. I'm gonna get to the rim when I want. And you know, once that like extra playmaking side, I think we saw some of that. Like in the pick and rolls, like they're blitzing him. He's jumping and getting the short roller. Like he'll skip it. He'll drag out the blitz a little bit. You know, like take his time. But did you see anything like from the playmaking that was like, ooh?
Yeah, I saw it a lot at BYU. I was watching a lot of BYU from like he can be he can be a real playmaker at some point. But I think in the summer league, I forget if it was a halftime interview or at the end of the game, he was saying like, you know, the game, like once the game slows down for me, and there were a lot of points, especially in that second game against the Kings, where I'm like, he's definitely trying to process things and everything's moving a little fast and he's getting passes late and missing guys. So I think once the game slows down for him, it's going to be a lot of open guys with his rim pressure. So him being able to just get an easy kick out, easy, like 5-6 assist a night guy.
Yeah. And like it's why like when we get to the Brian Keefe part of it, like I really want to kind of think about like what kind of offense this guy is going to craft, because, you know, it goes from a collective, we got to all kind of do this together because there's no real guy here. Now, all of a sudden, obviously the guy for now running the show is going to be Trey Young.
Yeah.
But it's like AJ can potentially be that, you know, but it's going to be outside of this pick and roll offense. But we'll get to that in a little bit. So what about Trey Johnson? Like, what did you see from him? He played 1 game.
Yeah. I mean, he only had to play 1 game.
He only had to play 1.
Scored at all 3 levels. Something super important for him is going to be getting to the rack and being able to finish over bigs, especially with his shooting ability. He didn't shoot the greatest in that 1 game from 3 at least, but we know he's a shooter. So that's nothing I'm worried about. But him getting to the mid-range and him getting to the cup is something that I really, really like to see out of him.
Yeah, and I thought, like, I actually, like, I'm on the boat of, like, we don't need to see these guys too long. Let's get them healthy for the season, whatever. But I also am on the boat of, like, hey, like, you know, it's year 2 for Trey Johnson. Like, a lot of times these year 2 guys, they'll pull him a little early, even the year 1s. But, like, especially when they're the special talent, like lottery picks. But, like, Trey Johnson is, like, I want to see, because this team, to me, looking from the outside and watching some games on League Pass, I'm still trying to figure out, like, who that secondary ball handler, like, kind of, like, organizer guy is. Like, is it Bub Carrington? Like, we'll get to the roster later on in a little bit. But so, like, I'm thinking, like, maybe that's because it looks like they're also trying to give him some run-the-show kind of reps in Summer League in that game, where it's like, here, initiate a little bit.
Yeah.
It was like him and AJ and then Will Riley kind of getting it wherever he could.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like, I thought like maybe one more game or two more games, kind of see him ball handling, because there's still some of the stuff that needs work. Like the ball handle, sometimes you miss the little dribble a little bit, right? Like he loses the ball sometimes, and sometimes like I liked him getting blitzed in a couple of those pick and rolls. Like he's dragging it out. He looks patient, a little more patient, right? This is a lower level from a whole season of NBA players he's played against, so he should look good. But yeah, like. What do you think? Like, you think one game fine, or would you have wanted to see like a little more developmental reps where he might not get them?
I'm definitely on the train of like we should be playing our guys like as much as possible. I think even though it's not like quite NBA level talent, kind of like I was with AJ, like it's NBA level speed of the game, so these guys can get as much like game reps as possible. And especially for Trey Johnson, kind of like you mentioned, like I wanted to see him be a playmaker and like get guys involved and have a lot more assists in that game. Granted, he scored the ball at a really good rate, so we're cool with that. But
which we know he already can do.
Yeah, absolutely. But I wanted to see a little bit more playmaking, just because, and we're gonna get to like who we're most worried about a little bit later. But I think that he can kind of slide where we want Bub Carrington to be as like a backup one, and even play a little bit of backup two. So I would love to see him play make a little bit more, and I definitely would have liked to see that more in the summer league, and for him to play more games, so we could see like, is he at least like, is the processing getting better, like at the very least.
And I think what's gonna matter the most for him, that's just me. Like I'm not like secondary playmaker. I think he's maybe like a year or two still out from that in terms of NBA level offense running and creation. I think where he needs to take the step, if he really wants to crack this like starting lineup, because we're going to talk about that in a little bit, is the defense. Like he competes. Like to quote JJ Redick, he has a high level of compete, but it takes more than that, right? Like you need technique, you need IQ, you need film, you need reps, like build the strength so that you can kind of bang like when you're, getting hit with these wings and guards, because like we're talking about a potential backcourt of Trey and Trey, like the Treys. And that's not necessarily a very like hold your ground kind of defensive defense on the perimeter. So but obviously your ceiling may be high because of the spacing is a little bit better. So okay, so I mean I guess we can get to Will Riley. I mean, what do you think about his defense? I guess before we move on, unless you feel like you agree.
It's definitely gonna need some work for sure, and that is definitely gonna be like the swing skill for him getting in that starting lineup.
Yeah, and he competes, like he plays hard. It's not he's not trying out there. Yeah. Oh, actually, I do. Well, we're going to talk about AJ a little bit, like when we go down the line with these players. So, Will Riley, like, what did you see?
I saw everything I wanted to see, to be honest. Being able to pass the ball the way that he does, like you said, initiating the offense a little bit. The shot was there in that second game. He struggled a little bit in the first game, but the shot was there in the second game. And getting to the rim, finding guys, shooting the three ball, like, that's all I wanted to see from him. Another guy that I think can come in and be like I think he could potentially be a sneaky sixth man of the year if he doesn't get the start nod.
Ooh.
Just because I feel like he does so much on the court. He can score the ball, he can rebound, he can pass. So he might not average the most points as a sixth man, but I think that like in totality with his stats and where we could possibly be at the end of the year, I think he can definitely be like a sneaky sixth man of the year candidate.
Yeah, so like if we're looking at like sixth man of the year real quick, like if we're really gonna go that route, like we're I feel like obviously team success has a lot to do with that. So like that's really gonna obviously separate that race a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, I mean like I saw a lot from Will Riley. Like I was a fan of him pre-draft when they took him. I find it funny. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you noticed, but like it's funny that his go-to move out of the triple threat is the same pivot spin.
Yeah.
And he gets them every time.
Every time.
He gets them every time. Like I know it's coming. I know the the pivot spin's coming, and he gets it every time. He's just so quick. Yeah. He's so shifty, and he's athletic. Like he really gets up there. He's just a little skinny, like he definitely needs to build some muscle. Because I feel like that's really like, because he likes to get downhill and drive. So like that's going to be the struggle, when I watch him, is like he gets bumped a little bit, taking contact against like really good rim protectors and stuff. But I can see that, like what you're talking about, the playmaking, like secondary, kind of like a second side offense kind of guy. Like
Yeah.
he can attack a closeout. If the three is falling, like this guy's gotten hot in the regular season his rookie year.
Oh, yeah. A couple 30-point games.
Yeah. And it's like, it's like the end of the season type thing. Like when he's like really showing out, they're really giving him the rock. And yeah, I mean, I was impressed with him. I thought he was good. The second game was the good one for Will Riley, right? The first one was like, it's like the free throw line really helped him. Because in this summer league, you make one free throw,
You get 2
both
points. Yeah.